Poppin' Patriots, welcome back to the rap stream. We're cooking.
Yep,
It's
we
gonna
are
be a great
live.
stream.
Sorry about that, guys. I had to go do something real quick. I'm sorry for being a little bit late. I hope everyone's having a great day, night, afternoon, midnight, wherever you are in the world. I'm certainly having a great day myself. And we are joined by the usual suspects, Real Texas Politics, MAGA Mao, and of course, Mr. John Rose.
Very
Hello.
true.
Yeah, the usual people are here. Now, before we get into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, share it to friends, and of course, join the channel today. These are all great ways to support the daily content. And if you have any questions, concerns, or want to support the channel even further, best way is to send you super chats via the chat. Again, I read through as much of chat as possible, and yeah. Yep, okay. We got a couple super chats to read. K-Cup for 5, Paul Howard. Americans are going to have to eat their own cheeses. Trust me, they'll crack first. Wisconsin, you were banned from Mars Cheese Castle. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about today. A lot to get to. So, should we talk about the big news that dropped yesterday with Ken Paxton? Because that's kind of
Yes, Ken Paxton's running for Senate in the great state of Texas.
100% endorse him. I 100% support Ken Paxton. He is officially running, not speculation. He's confirmed it. And he announced, I think, on Laura Ingraham last night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
He also has like an ad already out. It's
Gotcha.
like 2 minutes long. You guys should all go watch it. It's really good.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it right now because of copyright reasons, but yeah, I've seen parts of it. So, yeah, Ken Paxton's in, and I think he's going to kill Cornyn. I don't think this will be a very close primary. Now, we're going to probably spend how much money on this race, though?
Oh, a bunch of them, but
Holy shit, we're going to spend like $100 million on this primary. But I think Paxton's going to win. Unless
yeah, so
Our
Paxton.
favorite never Trumper Phil Rages said that on Twitter said that the seat's in play now in the general. So
What a dumbass.
Womp womp. Anyways, yeah. So he also has endorsements from Troy Nehls, the congressman from Sugarland, Texas, and Nate Schatzline, a state representative from Fort Worth.
And I think Ted Cruz said he's not going to back anybody, which is interesting.
Ted Cruz is staying neutral.
Interesting. Well, isn't he friends with both of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Kind of makes sense, but still, it's one of those things where he's not going to back anybody. I think there'll be a lot of people that don't. But the big question is, what does Trump do?
Well, the way that
I'll be
I
back
see
in
it
a
is
few
that
minutes.
had Paxton not announced until later, it probably would have been more likely for Trump to endorse Cornyn just to get it over with. Or, you also get Wesley Hunt jumping in.
Wait, is Wesley Hunt going to run?
That's a rumor as well, that Wesley Hunt might run.
Interesting.
Here's a question that's popping up in my head. What does Vance being charged of the GOP finances this time? What is that? How does that change this race?
I completely forgot about that. I completely forgot that he's in charge of that now. So,
Yeah.
is Vance just going to say, "Oh, go fuck yourself, dude. You're by yourself. You're by yourself."
Yeah, so like if Cornyn gets no money from Vance,
Oh, sorry.
and like, or even potentially Paxton gets money from Vance, like does that really swing the thing in Paxton's favor?
I think Paxton's a favorite already. I mean, I've seen the polling. He is killing Cornyn right now. I don't know why John Cornyn thinks he can win again in a primary. The base clearly hates him. They've hated him since the gun stuff a couple years ago. So, I think he's gonna go down. But what do you guys? Do you guys think Cornyn's gonna lose? What do you guys
We'll
think?
see. I mean, we do have open primaries, so that is a
Ah,
concern.
I forgot about that.
So it probably also depends on how Cornyn runs his campaign, and it also will probably depend on who Trump endorses.
He might stay out of the race. He might.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, if Trump endorses Paxton, that's definitely good for Paxton. But on the other hand, you also might get Democrats voting for Cornyn. Or on the other hand, you also could get Democrats voting for Paxton because they think that he'll be easier to beat.
All right. Let's see. Glitch Evie for 2. I revived my dead Twitter just to endorse Paxton. That's real. Yes, I mean, I'm supporting Paxton. I think he's a great pick. I think he'll win. Like, these idiots really think, oh, he's going to lose by 20 points. He's going to win by, like, 8 or 9. All right? He'd be just fine. Puerto Rico has been a member for 7 months. Chicken jockey, oh gosh. If I see one more of those videos, I'm just gonna like delete Twitter.
I've had so many people approach me, and not like young people, like people in their 30s, people like older than me, and they're like, "Bro, you don't get it. The Minecraft movie, it's the best movie ever." I'm not being gaslit about this. I'm not. It's just terrible.
The meme was funny at first, but now it's like I feel bad for those workers in those like theaters. It's like they gotta go clean that shit up after. It's like, really?
Yeah, I think
people buy popcorn just to throw it when chicken jockey happens.
Well, they're freaking breeding chickens in the theaters now, and they're shitting everywhere.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah,
what the hell?
Yeah, they're breeding actual chickens. Like they're spilling soda and stuff. I feel awful for the workers of those places at the theaters.
Yeah, maybe it's not that the movie's good. It's just that the movie's bad, but it's an excuse to be incredibly rambunctious in public. Maybe that's the point.
I know, like I get the meme. Like it was funny at first, but then it's like, okay, when you're purposely making a mess like that, and those people gotta go clean it up, like no, that's stupid.
Not polite gentleman American society. You must be composed. You must be proper.
Oh, why are they
you
doing
must
that?
not.
Remember just like the suits. Everyone wearing those suits to the Minion movie or whatever.
Oh gosh. Well, at least that one I could deal with because like they didn't do anything, but.
Well, yeah, like the Minions, like people memed that really hard, but they weren't like causing messes. They weren't creating problems for people. They were just like wearing suits and being like really weird about it. Like it wasn't disruptive, I guess.
It's like the Oppenheimer stuff, like the Oppenheimer in the Barbie movie. Same thing happened with that one. So.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, again, just watch the movie as a normal person. Don't throw your popcorn and shit on the floor on purpose. Don't do that. I mean, like, you're buying popcorn just to make a mess, really?
Brian says he'd rather watch Morbius again than Minecraft. Brian, that's because Morbius is the best movie that's been made in 50 years.
It's Morbid time. Hey, it made more $1 billion, so. All right. Puerto Rico for 2. Screw John Sununu. You mean Chris Sununu? Well,
I guess both.
An asshole, but.
I mean, John Sununu's, I think, his father, so we're brother.
Yeah,
I
think it's his brother.
Actually, it's both. There's John H. Sununu and John E. Sununu.
Yeah. People are discussing slobs. Yeah, again, like, I get what's funny the first time. It's like they go, like, nuts over, like, the dumbest line, but, like, just be normal. Just, don't ruin people's experiences. Come on.
Like, I'm worried that is the experience, that, like, the only reason people are going, or, like, people older than, like, 12 are going, is to be, like, disruptive, like, rambly. Like, basically, I want to throw a riot, but I have no socially acceptable way to throw a riot. Oh, wait, chicken jockey. You know, like...
chicken jockey, and you throw shit everywhere. I mean, guys...
So, Gene Shaheen's predecessor was John E. Sununu.
Yeah, that's his brother, I think.
Yeah, that's his brother. John H. Sununu is their father.
Yeah, I knew it was John something, so. Alright, let's see, I still have nightmares about how bad Morbius was. Yeah, Morbius is awful. Why are they throwing popcorn? Because they're children. You know, it's like, that's what they are. I mean, the meme was funny at first, but now it's like, okay, when you bring an actual chicken to the theater and it shits everywhere, we have gone too far. All right. But anyways,
anyways, on to the real big news.
So the news of last night.
104.
A 104% tariff. I gotta pull this up. So it is now official. Last night they were trying to play games, but Glitch Eevee for 5. I'll never forget when Sony took the Morbius memes literally and re-released it. Oh yeah, no one watched it. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I remember that. Alright, so we gotta pull up the, where is it at? Yeah, it's the 104% tariff. Should we pull this up? Did you watch Madam Web? No. Alright, there we go, found it. So yeah, yesterday it was official. We have a 104% tariff on China right now. And China responded. China did respond with their own tariff. Right here, yep. I got Patrick David up. Yeah, so the United States tariff is 104%. China's up to 84% now. Now, from what I've heard, America might raise their tariff up to 154% to respond, because that's what Trump said. Every time they do a tariff, we're going to respond with even more. You know, I don't get why people think China's going to win this. Why?
I think everybody should go watch. It's been like flooding Twitter. There's the CNN clip with Kevin O'Leary talking for like 2 minutes. Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. Like, look, Kevin O'Leary, he had this kind of really limp-dicked kind of like run to try and be Canadian Prime Minister. It didn't work out for him. But like he's been like a political commentator for a while on the mainstream news, and he's just like, this is like the hardest he's ever gone. Like I'm gonna be honest. It's like it is the hardest stuff ever. Some pure bag of stuff. He's just like, bro, I want a 400% tariff on China, bro.
And for those that are wondering, this guy's been a free trade absolutist for years. All right, go look up his wiki page. Like, he supported NAFTA, he supported all these free trade deals. But he even understands that what's happening here, it's not just we want to make money. What China's doing, their government does, it is incredibly sketchy. And, like, he is calling for a 400% tariff on China. 400%. Yeah. I mean, that's what he's saying. He's like, hey, they've been playing these games for years. I mean, guys, you can't start, like, you can't import anything to China. You can't do anything, and they've taken on intellectual property for decades. We need to have these type of tariffs now because that's what they've been doing for years. All right, I saw an actual Seceda for 3. Is Paxton going to win? Maybe. Puerto Rico for 2. I expect the same for Megan 2. Oh, gosh, that movie's terrible. K-Cup for 2. Trump, the U.S. tariff will be 104%. Japan, yes. Yeah. All right, go on, John. Sorry about that.
No. It's just, one of the premises of this global economy is that everybody follows rules set by international boards. And China joins these organizations, World Trade Organization and the climate accords and everything else. And in this specific case, Kevin O'Leary is concerned with patent law, where we in the U.S., any innovators in the U.S. have protections from other U.S. producers if they create something new that can make a lot of money. And this is the point of IP law is to inspire more innovation, because we're trying to create an incentive line so that when people make things, oh, you made a bunch of money and we're going to protect it so that you can continue making money for 10, 20, 30 years. And that encourages you and everyone else to make more inventions, things that are really good for people. And the problem is, why are we not innovating as much? Well, part of it has to do with being in a consumption economy. But think about this other half of it. Any person in the United States that wants to make a new product that's cool, they now have to worry about any Chinese person, trader, whatever, just slipping it into the country. And then, a year later, 100 Chinese companies making the exact same thing as they just patented, because China does not respect patent laws, because you can, and as Kevin O'Leary said, you cannot litigate those patent laws inside of China. They refuse to protect American innovators. And it's a widespread barrage tactic so that China can sell more cheap crap that's worse than what the original inventor probably intended into the market. It's just despicable. It's despicable. And I think, Kevin O'Leary obviously has a personal vendetta here, and I don't think it's a bad one. I think
it's the second biggest market on Earth, and you're gonna have some Chinese guy like take your stuff and copy and paste it. It's like shitty, and people to buy that product, and you can't do anything about it.
Here's my big point. Like, if the entire premise of the law existing over here is to prevent exactly what China is doing from happening, if we don't stop China from doing what's happening, there's no point in the law to begin with. Yeah. There's no point. We would actually be better off if we just abolished the IP law and let everybody copy it, because then at least we'd be on the equal footing with China. And at least like our producers would be able, like the people that can actually mass produce this crap as fast as possible, they'd be able to at least try and compete with China. But no, it's like, again, I would prefer that we have some sort of incentive for people to continue innovating and inventing things. So we have to rein in China. We have to.
Simple logic for 5. Trump needs to go full mad lad and just go with the 400% tariff like Kevin O'Leary thinks. I agree. Listen, again, he's a free trade guy, and he's saying this. He understands that what's happening with China, this is not free trade. Free trade is both sides win. It's fair. No, what's happening is we ship our jobs overseas. They make crappy products to us, and we give them hundreds of billions of dollars, and we get nothing except a slightly cheaper iPhone, a slightly cheaper like a washing machine, which, by the way, everyone knows those products suck. So, and Nari for 5 million% of China until we own it, then free the Chinese to the CCP. Which I want to bring this up because Mr. Wonderful did bring up a really good point that I think some people kind of overlooked. He said President Xi can only stay the supreme leader if people are employed. This is something that not enough people are talking about. And my argument why China's going to concede. What are the two things that China banks on every year for their strategy? What's their main strategy, chat? There's two main things that they bank on every year to stay stable. Just someone take a guess. There's two things. I kind of said this yesterday. But because China's entire system, it relies on constant economic growth and keeping their billion slaves employed. That's China's system. If one of those two things goes, their entire thing collapses. I don't get why people don't understand this. Do people really think that China can, like, go without the United States? Does anyone really think that?
I would really ask everyone if the solution is easy as a delegation from China flying over to Washington, D.C. and talking to Trump and lowering all these barriers, you have to wonder, why is China so desperate to play on an uneven playing field with the United States? And it taps into what Rap is saying here. It's because ultimately their controlled economy, their planned economy sucks. It just sucks. It's terrible. It doesn't actually function well. Internally, domestically speaking, it's not a good economy. It's just that they have such a deep advantage in the external, in the foreign policy and trade policy, that they're able to do whatever the hell they want. That's it. And so the second that Trump levels the playing field, either China has to get a better government or China can go kick sand. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to be able to win. And that's why they're so desperate to stop this from happening, because they realize if they have to play fair, they have to change how they play the game. And they don't want to do that. They want the command economy.
They have a billion slaves. All right, there's a billion slaves they got that rely on the employment. If they start going unemployed, like Apple decides, you know what, let's make our stuff in like Vietnam or whatever, like India, those people are going to lose those jobs. And the entire system's going to crash. So I don't get why people are saying, oh, China can compete. No, they can't. They need America. People say, oh, it's only 15% of the economy. Guys, if let's say Apple lost 15, or Apple's like 40%. That's another thing. It's like they're big companies over there. They need America, like Apple. Let's say half their market share is in the United States. What do you think's going to happen if Apple loses the American market? What do you think's going to happen? Because of China playing games. They're just going to leave. They're just going to leave China and go to like India or Vietnam. So
well, I mean, you saw the news, right, Rap?
What?
Well, actually, Apple is already making plans to shift production to India.
Really? I did not see that, actually.
Yeah, here, let me see if I can find it.
I did see that they're investing here, but I didn't see the Vietnam, the India stuff.
Yeah, no. So they're investing here, but Apple so a lot of people, Apple plans to source more iPhones from India over tariffs. That's the big news. Let's see, here's Mario Nafal talking about it.
Rolling for 2, Willie Nickel is running. I saw that. I think Tom Till's gonna win. So, all right. I think I might have saw this actually. I don't. No, I didn't actually. Yeah. So, Apple's ramping up iPhone imports from India to soften the blow from Trump's new tariffs, which hit Chinese-made goods with a 54% rate. Roughly 50% of U.S. iPhone demand could now be supplied by India-based manufacturing. And this is what China's scared shitless about. They're terrified of India and Vietnam. Like, I know Vietnam's like their puppet, but you know what Vietnam's gonna do? They're just gonna use this as an opportunity to say, hey, America, wanna make a deal? That's what they're gonna do. And that's why China's paranoid. That's why they're devaluing their currency by crazy amounts. They're selling all their treasuries, and now they got caught keeping their stock market afloat. Gee, that sounds very stable, doesn't it? Does that sound like a very stable system?
Another thing about this whole thing, there's nothing remarkable or unique about what China's doing except for the scale at which China's doing it. Any country can replicate what China is doing. It's just that it's doing it at such a large scale, it's able to use that leverage to be able to get into whatever market it wants. Now, India, a company, a country with a comparable population can do the same thing China does, and Modi is in good spirits, good relations with Trump. So if Modi really wants to supercharge his economy and try to begin taking companies from China and even Vietnam, which is why Vietnam's at the table, he can absolutely do that. And so this is a play. This is, China versus India, that age-old rivalry. The subcontinent could actually take massive amounts of business from the mainland. And that's going to be Xi's fault. Like if he lets that happen, it's really funny.
I don't get this because all they're doing is making it worse. They're making their situation even worse by doing this. If they just go to the table, they can maybe make a deal or something. Now it's like Trump is like, he wants everything now. It's like, no, we're going to work with Vietnam, India, South Korea, Japan, which we'll get to that in a second. And China's going to be screwed. They're going to lose hundreds of billions of dollars from this. All because, I don't know, like they're stupid? I don't know. It just, to me, this sounds very dumb what they're doing. But, K-Cup for 2. Amazon is canceling inventory orders from China. I did see that. Yeah, they're canceling orders from China. So, in order to comply with Indian law, new iPhones would now come with, oh gosh, new scam hotlines. That's real. Just stop buying iPhones, start buying Hungry Made HMD. Well, that's not going to happen realistically, but the point is just tell China to go away. Because honestly, who would you rather work with, India or China? Just honestly, who would you rather work with? I think everyone would say probably India. Because with China, it's like, what?
We just got a really hot quote from Scott Besson. You should look at this real quick. I put it in general.
Holy sh! He actually said this?
Fair. Like just now.
What? Scott Besson and other countries potentially aligning with China. That would be cutting your own throats. Wow.
Oh man.
He's not messing around. He is not messing around here. Which, by the way, guys, does anyone know who Scott Besson really is? Guys, he did a couple things in the 90s about crashing currencies, like, the British pound. Look that one up. He crashed the British pound in the 90s. He destroyed the Bank of England. He knows what he's doing. He's doing the same thing with China now. So, Scott Besson, like, I was questioning why Trump picked him at first, but now it makes sense. He knows how to play this game. He knows how to play this game with, like, China, the UK, and that's probably why the England's, like, bending the knee already. They're worried what he's going to do again. But still. Mike for 2, oil keeps going down, lower gas prices incoming. Yeah. Is this the Secretary of Treasury? Yes, it is. Which, speaking of that, I think I saw a quote from somebody. I think it might be Besant. I think he said something about, like, how he's going to work with, like, South Korea, Japan, Europe, whatever. And then eventually, it's like every country on Earth's going to, like, work against China or something. I think I read a quote somewhere about that. If someone could fact check me about that. I think I saw that somewhere. Let's see. I'll find it. Luke right now. Yeah, Luke's not here, but I don't think he's not too happy about this. Yeah, Scott Besson actually said you'd be cutting your own throat if you align with China. That's a real quote. Ooh. He's not messing around.
That is so like you have to admit, like, we don't know if this is all going to work out. None of us do. And like anybody that tells you they know how it's going to work out is lying to you. But you have to admit, if all this did work out, it would be probably the coolest shit that ever happened.
If it happens, federal government. That would mean Scott Besson would have crashed the British pound and the Chinese currency in like 20 years.
What is this dude? Who is this dude,
again,
bro?
Now it makes sense why Trump picked him. Again, I know people say he's George Soros affiliated, but that was like 30 years ago, and now it's clear he's only there to screw everybody over. That's his job. It's like, oh, hey, I know how to crash the British pound. Let's crash the Chinese economy. This is beautiful.
Oh gosh, yeah, no, this is like, it's like one of those things where like the people that are in charge of you are acting terrifying, but they're acting terrifying towards other people and not us. So it's just like it's like exhilarating. Oh my gosh. Oh
yeah, and like China, like what leverage they got over us? yeah, they're going to mess around with the treasury stuff, which I know that's the panic right now. It's like, oh, the treasury bonds are going way high, like the yield stuff. But that's because China's selling a bunch in like other countries. So it's getting inflated a little bit, which again, they want to get this down, obviously. But the whole point is like, China can only sell so much treasuries, and they can only devalue their currency so much because at some point, companies are just going to leave. They're just going to say, okay, you devalue your currency by like 500% and we're still losing money. We're out of here. 100 years of economic bullying and vilified nations that align with Taiwan. Well, I would say 100 years. It was more like, it was right after Nixon went there. That's when they started pulling their shit. Because before that, China was not good, but still.
That's a little bit of an understatement.
Yeah,
but
China was, I mean, you had warlords everywhere. You had, like, they were making steel in their backyards. It was a joke. That's China, like, before the 1970s. They literally had, like, they're making, like, steel in their backyards, for crying out loud. That's why I'm not too worried about China. Because they know they can't afford this. But they're, it's grandstanding.
The second that all of our barriers are lower, and look, like Modi and Trump are going to be like talking behind closed doors about this. They're going to be like, listen, you got Apple coming in. Look, if we just like go to like zero barriers here, yeah, you're going to have a bunch of U.S. exports in your country. But listen, you can take as much of China's business as you can handle. That's such a crazy, oh man, what a beautiful nationalist thing for India to partake in, to take as much business from China as possible. And so then that happens when Vietnam and India finish their negotiations with the president. Oh my gosh, like I don't know how China is going to be able to respond.
They can't, because they just keep devaluing their currency. Companies be like, okay, this is stupid. We're getting hammered by this stupid crap, and India's offering us. You know what's going to happen? I guarantee you, India's going to offer these companies a fortune. Be like, hey guys, we have more cheap labor here for free. Come on, just get over here. That's all they're going to do. Object Clay's cater for two, but Sen is literally the bull in the China shop. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. He's the bull in the China shop. He has nothing to lose. He's going to crash every economy except ours at this rate. So, yeah. India's
you guys said you wanted to live in interesting times, right?
Yeah, this is interesting times because we don't know how this is gonna go again. This has never been done before, but if there's anyone I trust, it's the guy that crashed the British pound in the 90s. I'm gonna trust this guy, and right now it's working. He's crashing the Chinese currency, whatever it's called. I forgot the name of it.
The yuan. I never said it right, so I went and looked it up yesterday. It's the yuan,
yuan
whatever.
Yeah. It's like I knew how it's spelled, but I didn't know how to say it correctly. Yeah, I mean that's all they do. They're just crashing their own currency, which someone brought up. It's like, well, if they just keep crashing their currency, wouldn't Trump just raise the tariffs even more? Wouldn't he just do that? Anyways, let's see. I mean, seriously, today they act like they alone own the panda species and that if any foreign zoo wants one for whatever reason, they're going to pay the CCP to rent one. Well, yeah, that's China's plan. They just wanted world dominance. It was like a 100-year plan, and it's blew up their face now. K-Cup for 5. Question for the intellectual. I have seen some people compare what Trump is doing to Reagan and the collapse of the Soviets. How comparable is it? That's actually not a bad comparison.
It's not. It's, Reagan was using the force, the gusto of America in order to take down the Soviet Union. And, honestly, by taking the strong position, there were really, stringent, tough negotiations during that time. There were times when people thought Reagan was effing crazy, the whole time that he was doing it. It worked out for the whole world. And we completely crushed. I don't know if we're going to completely crush China in the way that we crushed the Soviet Union, but
cripple them. That's what's going to happen.
No, this is going to severely kind of crater their position in the world economy. Like they were setting. Look, listen. You have to understand where China was. China was setting up an entirely separate Bretton Woods system. They were setting up faster processing systems so that people could instantly transfer their money into the yuan. They were like telling the whole world, hey, listen, look, American empire is declining. we're going to be your back your currency to us, peg your currency to us. They were waiting to replace us in its entirety. And now it looks more like they're about to fall from high graces. I see that much. I don't think they're going to be completely destroyed by this, but they're definitely going to crater from this the longer they struggle. And
Well,
it's an amazing thing to see.
I think the first shoe actually dropped yesterday because yesterday this came out late last night. Not a lot of people talked about it, but Panama officially broke itself away from China last night.
Amazing.
So they broke with China, aligned itself with the U.S. They abandoned the Silk Road Initiative, resumes military exercises with Washington, and joins forces with Haig to secure the canal, curb migration, and contain the communist advance of the region. So this is a big deal because that's a big. This was a big thing China was doing. They went to like Panama, they went to Africa, and they basically took it over. But now these countries, they're realizing, wait a minute, we can't. America is gonna win this. Maybe we should make a deal with them instead of China.
It's just absurd in the first place to be the most powerful country in the world. In the Panama Canal, something that we helped finish build. I'm not saying we built the entire thing, but we finished building it. You know, that it's crazy for that canal to not be in U.S. control, whether we own it or not. For U.S. like interests to not control the canal is an absolutely absurd thing. So yeah, no, I mean, this is changing the world. It's not just changing economics, it's changing the shape of foreign diplomacy. And also, I just want to know, there's another big blow to China that Trump announced last night. I didn't see it, but he was speaking at an event last night, and he announced that he is planning to impose high tariffs on pharmaceutical companies
This
that
is
bring
freaking
down
massive, by the way.
Yeah, so Battle Beagle pointed out that 97% of all antibiotics in the United States come from China. Or
Wait,
came from China.
what?
Yeah.
Oh,
This is,
Jesus.
yeah, so he hasn't posted the source, but this is Battle Beagle's quote here. But no, it's a really crazy thing to imagine. And obviously, look, this is like the most personal an issue could get, okay? At the end of the day, we need American products, American drugs, American biologics, antibiotics, aspirin. All of that needs to be in America. If it's not in America, then we're severely crippled in any sort of large scale foreign war that we participate in. Like, it's just not even funny. And that was the fear. That was the terrifying thing. It's not even about China being the big bag scary man. It's about us losing independent control of our own faculties, not being able to care for our own sick, not being able to afford medicine. All these things are horrible. And so yeah, no. I love this. I love drug. We can do all the drug manufacturing we want in the United States. It'll be cheaper because going to be honest with you guys, they intentionally make drugs more expensive here than they do anywhere else in the rest of the world. And so Trump is using a brute force tool to fix a very glaring problem in our medical industry. So this is a really crazy advancement. And again, I'm someone who needs medicine to live. I die if I do not have medicine. I understand the ramifications of not having Chinese medicine. Let's do this. Let's fucking do this.
Now, again, like, I'm not saying, like, I want to be clear about one thing. Like, this is something, like, people are, like, misunderstanding. I'm not saying we have to make 100% of every single thing. That's not what anyone is saying. That's never going to happen. I understand that. What we're trying to say is, like, hey, is it a good idea for all of our medicine to come from China? Because what if they just go to war with somebody, just say, nah, we're not going to give you anything? What are they going to do? What are we going to do about it? This is a national security risk. And these dumbasses on Twitter, oh, it's cheaper. Guys, how cheap is it to make one of these pills? These antibiotics? Really, honestly, how cheap is it?
How expensive is total societal collapse because we didn't keep things in our own sphere of influence?
It's like the military stuff.
That's the question.
We can't, like, our Navy's a freaking joke. Well, it's not a joke, but, like, our production's garbage right now. We can't
we need to build. Yeah, we have to produce more ships. We've made, just like I said, we've had a couple of talks where we said we would build more ships. It's not been a top priority, but what I'll tell you, if we can ramp up steel manufacturing, metalworking, and that's something that Trump's taking big priority for, I can see us building a lot more ships in the future. And that's really important. It's important for our national security. It's important for that. But yeah, no, it's all of these things are national security. Ships are national security, medicine's national security, medical supplies are national security. Like all of these things that we're talking about, it's all national security. Everything.
All right. Mike for 2. So much for China's 2050 plan, maybe 2150. Lol. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, China's plan is 2050. That was really the year they're going to really try to take over. But now it's like, no, that's not going to happen. Hold on, excuse me. Nighthawk for 5. With China, their population is predicted to fall to 340 million in 2100 due to the one-child policy. Something like 40% of their population is over 50. That's another thing. It's like, are people not talk? Why are not people not mention the fact that half their population's old as shit?
Well, people love to bring up this like fact to like scare Americans, but a lot of it's the same thing with like a lot of de-dollarization talk. A lot of people don't realize like the primary disaster in the population crisis, just like with the sovereign debt crises, plural across the world, we get hit last. I'm gonna be honest about that.
Yep.
Like it's horrible. Like a bunch of countries fall, and we fall last. I just simply understand it's even if we're the last people to fall. What's the point in owning an empire of ashes? Like there's really no point. And this is the whole thing with that. Like the population crisis thing, that's gonna hit China first. It's gonna hit a bunch of European countries first. Like it's gonna hit Southeast Asian countries first. It's not gonna hit us. It will be the last ones to have to actually really come to terms with this.
I don't. I've seen some like the trends. We may not even have to worry about as much as some people think we are. That's my take, but there's some trends there like birth rates are slightly going up a little bit in some areas. So we'll see though. But anyways, yeah, just the China thing. It's like they have nothing going for them. You know, I don't understand why people always thought this was like such a hard thing to stop China. Their population's aging. Their economy's built on freaking nothing. It's not real. All it is just, oh yeah, just if we keep screwing America over and they just take it, we'll win. Yeah, that worked for 50 years because we didn't do anything about it. But now you have one person saying, no, we're done. And now they're not bending the knee, but they're like losing their shit now. That's not good for you. Not good for China. All right, Spikes has been a member for 20 months, got a new washer 2 years ago, and now it's a broken piece of shit. Yeah, that's another thing. It's like, guys, just because we got washing machines for cheaper, is it really worth it? If it lasts 5 minutes. Which I want to do like a whole stream on this, like a whole video, talk like it's just example the appliances stuff. It's like, yeah, they're technically cheaper, but they don't last at all. They last like 5 minutes and break. So what's the point? If you're to buy like 30 and then for it to work, it's like you're wasting money. Anyways. Riley Moore, hold on, breaking. Riley Moore's proposed legislation to ban Chinese nationals from receiving student visas. Really?
Based.
Riley Moore is a great congressman, by the way. Let me pull this
up. I mean, I don't know if we can get it to go through, but we should. It's like, oh my gosh, that'd be amazing if we could.
Yeah, so Riley Moore, he said, yeah, right here, I got the thing. Riley Moore said, and there we go. China sends 300,000 students here on a visa each year. Be a shame if they went away. Riley Moore's a great guy from West Virginia. He's a top congressman, very underrated. Yeah, he's right. It's like it'd be a shame if we stop the Chinese nationals from coming here. Be a damn shame. Daily Bod for 10, let Wall Street crumble, and other positive news. Military experts that China's pushing its invasion of Taiwan in 6 months instead of 2027 because of tariffs. Get your popcorn ready. They're not, guys. They're not going to do it. You know what would happen if China went to war with Taiwan right now? Anyone really know? It would blow up in their face. It would be their Afghanistan. Oh my gosh, it parallels the Soviet Union's getting more. What? I just realized that. Because what year did they invade Afghanistan? The Soviets? Anyone know?
I thought it was the 1980s. Hold on. Soviet invasion. It
was like 79,
I don't
think.
Yeah, 79, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, my gosh, the parallels the Soviets are getting, like, stronger.
Yeah, it was literally December 24th, the day before Christmas. So it was like right before 1980.
Yeah. So it's like, what's like the same thing's happening. Oh my gosh, it is a Soviet Union. I'm not saying they're gonna like fall apart into like 50 countries, but the parallels are very interesting. You know, it's you got a president not pissing around. He's gonna force China, or yeah, in this case, China, to do something. They're gonna do something very desperate, very dumb, and they're gonna crash. So good luck. Good luck. The Soviet invasion of Afghanistan had nothing to do with the Soviets' downturn. That's false. It did. It wasn't everything, but it was a big problem for them. Big problem. Let's see. There's a bunch of Chinese students coming to my college this summer. It'd be funny if they don't show up. They may not. China may just say, no, we're not sending you guys over there. Which would hurt them, but anyways. Okay. War with Taiwan would be like the war with Ukraine. I don't know, but like, Taiwan will probably crash right away. I don't see them lasting long, but I guess they could. I don't know. I think China's going to boycott the Olympics in 28. They might. They might. All right. Pull the stock market. Yeah, right now the stock market's up by 1%, which, by the way, remember when everyone was saying that the stock market's going to crash by 80% right now? Yeah, it's still down, but is this really a crash?
Actually, before the Great Depression, it took a while for it to crash.
Oh, gosh. But no, seriously.
Because tariffs caused the Great Depression because I'm fucking illiterate. Oh, gosh. Oh,
I'm
please,
getting
please
so sick of that.
Buy my book, please.
But yeah, these shitty experts have been wrong about everything. Which, by the way, guys, the same people that are talking about, oh, this is terrible for the economy, it's going to crash everything. These same people said shutting down the country for a year and a half was a good idea. I don't want to listen to them. Like, ignore them. They're full of shit. Alright, China-Taiwan would mostly be a better artillery. China's a ton of artillery on the coast. Yeah, that's part of it, but still. I don't know.
There's a question of international backlash if they invade Taiwan, but I am very nervous about that happening simply because we have ran our entire stockpile doing this stupid Ukraine war.
Freaking dumbasses. I can't get over that. That alone should have been an impeachable offense, in my opinion. I think that's an impeachable offense, but because you just gave up our entire military. Our entire military's dead now. Well, not dead, but you get the point. It's like our stockpile is gone. Well, we're about to see China possibly invade Taiwan, which they've been saying that for 50 years now, but still. Odds Z loses face and gets deposed by the the Bureau. You know, I don't think they do. Well, do they depose of President Z?
You'd have to ask MAGA Mal. I like with me. I don't understand the internal workings of their politics.
I know a little bit. It's like they could get rid of him, I think, and it's a shitty system though. But I don't know. Just let Taiwan reunify with Japan. I don't think they would like that too much. The 1929 bubble bursting was literally taught in school. Wait, for what? Like the stock market? Yeah. Yeah, I don't get where this tariff stuff came from, where it's like, this caused a Great Depression. Who started this myth? That it caused a Great Depression. Like, yeah, it might have made things worse because it was a stupid tariff when you look at what it actually did. But, anyways. EC for 5. The Chinese come to Western universities primarily because they get degrees even when they fail because of the price they pay to study. Yeah. They get degrees and stuff. Nighthawk for 5. Taiwan would hold one big set of mountains. Their issues, they only make 20% of their food. The most likely scenarios like previous wars of blockade. Yeah, but the backlash to China would be so big, I don't think they would do that. Now, knowing Europe, they may just support China, but I don't know.
Well, that would actually be a really strong thing. Like, if they did invade Taiwan and then they sided with us, that would be it's just there's no positives that can overcome the negative of Taiwan being invaded. Yeah. I'm sorry. There's just nothing. I'm trying to give you a silver lining, but there's no silver lining that overcomes the crash to our economy that would come losing those semiconductor chips. It's just
yeah. They better hurry up here. They better get the shit in Arizona quick. Just get over here quick. They got some, but it's not enough. They got something going at least. So
We need to cut all the red tape for purposes of national security. Like we can go and inspect the factories and make sure they're doing
Do it
everything we
later.
want them to later. Just get the fucking factories over here right now. Onshore them now so that we do not have to worry about this. This is national security. It's not economics. It's partially connected to the trade war, but this is about us not having our entire market crash because of China.
All right.
Please just onshore it.
Hold up. Breaking news, everybody. U.S. Appeals Court sides with Trump, clears way for 18 federal agencies to fire thousands of federal workers. About damn time. This whole thing is stupid. I don't get how people can defend this. It's like Trump is in charge of the executive branch, and you're telling me that no, you can't fire anybody? Really? Gee, I wonder why our government sucks. If you can't fire anybody, well, these people aren't going to do anything. They have no incentive to work. But yeah, the U.S. Appeals Court has sided with Trump here, so good. All that time was wasted. Are they just? I don't get it. I don't get why they wasted this time on this. A full thing to worry about.
Found an interesting pro domestic production take here. Ginger Nationalist says, I think the U.S. should manufacture marriageable girls locally instead of importing them. What do you guys think? Do we need to stop importing marriageable girls? Do we need to make them at home?
Yeah.
I imported mine. I don't know.
Wait, what?
Oh. My girlfriend slash fiance is a naturalized citizen.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Dillybot for 10. China doesn't care. They always had a superiority complex. Remember the first Opium War? They thought they were stronger than the British. You know, you're not wrong. And that's China, though. They think they're like the most superior people out there, but it's like, you're not gonna win this. You're not gonna win this, dude. Alright, however, Taiwan and South Korea are both promising to get rid of their tariffs on us. Which, by the way, any updates on Japan or South Korea? Anybody got anything on that? Because
nope,
kind of hoping
not
they get a deal.
Far. Well, again, I mean, I know that we'll get news when the Japanese delegation lands in DC. Like, we'll know. But yeah, nothing's probably going to happen until that team lands in Washington.
Yeah. So what I think's going to happen with and this is what I hope they do, because, you know, this is a perfect opportunity to create like an economic, like what's the name of it? Like not a union, but like an economic like pact or whatever between us, Japan, and South Korea. I think we should do that. Make a deal with those two countries that counteract China, and like include like Vietnam or whatever. Because it's like, if you get all these countries together like that, hey, China's gonna have a big problem. They're a huge problem with Japan, South Korea, America, Vietnam. If they work together, that's gonna be like a disaster for them. But I don't know. Any updates on North Korea? Who cares about North Korea?
Well, look, they've been harassing our bravest GOTV soldier. We clearly have to care about North Korea now.
Whoa, what's going on in the stock market?
I don't know.
Sorry to interrupt you. The stock market just surged like a full % in 2 seconds.
Oh, that's funny.
Did a deal just get passed or something? Hold on. Hold up. We got okay, oh shit, we got pretty big trade news. Hold up, we got breaking news out of Trump's Truth Social. Holy crap. Based on the lack of respect that China has shown to the world markets, I'm hereby raising the tariff charge of China by the United States of America to 125%. At some point, hopefully in the near future, China will realize that the days of ripping off the USA and other countries are no longer sustainable and acceptable. Conversely, and based on the fact that more than 75 countries have called representatives of the United States, including the Departments of Commerce, Treasury, and the United States TR, the negotiated solution to the subjects being discussed relative to trade barriers, blah, blah, blah. And these countries have not, at my strong suggestion, retaliated in any way, shape, or form against the United States. I've authorized a 90-day pause and a substantially lowered reciprocal rate during this period of 10%. Also effective immediately. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Wow! He just paused all the tariffs, except on China.
So he's paused all the tariffs because 75 countries have agreed to come to the table but he's racing China.
He's telling China we're not fucking around.
China, we're doing deals with everyone lined up. If you don't bend the knee, you're going down.
This is what Trump is doing. I freaking knew it. He was gonna make
my
it.
God!
Hold up. I made a tweet about this 3 days ago. Holy shit. Holy shit. I made a tweet about this a couple days ago. Todd for 5. If China did invade Taiwan when Biden was POTUS, when would they do it? I don't know. Let's see. I gotta find the tweet. Where did it go? I don't know where it went. K-Cup for 2. Trump is uniting the world against China. Yeah? Holy crap, it's up by 4.5% now.
Holy shit.
All this freaking time, all these people bitching and complaining. I don't want to hear a damn word from these people ever again. I don't want to hear a damn word from these people ever again. I gotta find the tweet. I had it. It was a good one. There was a tweet I had a couple days ago. I'll find it. Oh, you did it. You crazy son of a bitch. You did it. Yeah.
What did we just watch?
Trump is not pissing around. This is what it came down to. He just wanted to fuck with China. And now all the countries are working with America now. They called Trump, and now there's deals happening.
No, like, basically what he's done, and this is what I was trying to explain to someone else. People are like, oh, it's really stupid to approach countries one by one. No, that is Trump's ideal environment. You saw what just happened, Luke, right?
Yeah, I just saw it like a second. No, because I just checked the Dow. I was just eating lunch. I checked the Dow. I was like, why the fuck did it go up? So I looked at Twitter and
listen.
I just saw like I saw it was up like 5 points. I was like, what the fuck?
Trump is cooking.
Okay, so as you saw, Trump is lowering all tariffs except for China's down to 10% because they've come to the table. And he's saying, look, China, if you want to, if you show respect to the world trade, if you show respect to us and you come to the table, then you can have a different deal. But as long as you continue fighting, you will be up. He's raising their tariff up to 125%. And we just saw the greatest gamble. And so what I was saying when you joined, like spokes to a wheel, Trump has brought every single individual country into his thing. So he, as a businessman, can do individual trade deals with these countries. Why is it important that they're individual and not collective? Because he can make it clear to every participating country that they must cut off loopholes for China. They cannot let products sit in their country. They cannot let China use them to avoid trade barriers. They are making bilateral trade deals on the United States terms with Donald J. Trump and his negotiation team.
Okay.
So effectively,
I agree. I will say, people in chat are going to love to hear me say this. I think China's being very stupid right now, and they deserve this. I'll admit that.
Like, Luke, I understand, like, you want a good relation with China, I get that, but they're being dumbasses right now. They're being dumb.
No, I think it's still possible to get a good relationship with them. They just need to get their head out of their ass. Yeah. So guys, which I think they eventually will.
I made this tweet a couple days ago, and, so this aged impeccably well. I said, here's my take on what could happen the next few weeks, which is just my personal take. After most countries eventually bend the knee and give in, Trump will lower the tariffs of what percent was pushing for earlier. This, if it is what happens, does 4 things. 1, makes the entire world realize that America is still number 1. Number 2, since a bunch of inflated steam was let out of the stock market, mortgages and fuel costs will go way down. 3, we get fair trade deals that benefit Americans greatly. And 4, it will end the constant cycle of bullshit we've been dealing with for 50 years. I'm taking my victory lap on this because that's just what happened. It happened word for word. We made a deal with a bunch of countries, and now China's screwed. Now they have to make a deal.
Prime Minister, though, because he like flew all the way over here, like to try to get the tariffs to pause, and now they just did without him doing anything.
And it looks like, yeah, CNBC just crashed.
But let's be honest, like, did Trump just change the world permanently?
Yeah, he did.
Like, again, you have to think about it, like, this isn't just like some, like, random event in our time. Like, this is more significant than possibly anything Trump has done so far. It's one of those things, there's a lot of things Trump can't fix about the United States. He can't fix a lot of our internal government problems because they're not related to the office of the presidency. They're related to the impotence of Congress, the way overpoweredness of the Supreme Court. Like, there's stuff he can't fix about our government. But I think Trump, if he gets all of these deals, just fixed all of our external relations in international trade.
It was fucking ballsy what he just did.
What the fuck just happened? Like that's what I'm saying. It's like this. Like we just lived through something that's going to be like set in stone. It's going to be in every history book, in every fucking like school that happens ever. People are going to talk about this for decades later. We're going to be old people, and people talk about this shit.
We were here live. We were here live.
Dude, look what just showed up on my Twitter timeline. I'm posting it in general.
What?
Look.
What a freaking loser. What a freaking loser.
Loser.
I'm getting so sick and tired of this idiot. Of course, it's Ben Shapiro. Just great. Alex Maddox for 5. Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say, and then Ben's like, tomorrow he's going to make a show, and he's like, well, I guess Trump took my advice.
I was right about Trump. Alex Maddox for 5. Look at the Dow now. It's going crazy. Also, what about the new YouGov poll of 18 to 29-year-olds on approval of Trump? Yeah.
Okay, here's what I'll say about that. That's just, they probably just got a different age sample because there's no way that group swung like 30 points to the left, but then boomers got like 5 points redder. That just doesn't happen.
Rasmussen tracks his stuff daily. His numbers to young people went up the last couple days. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Rasmussen.
No, that also completely contradicts everything we saw from like the Supreme Court polls in Wisconsin that showed the young vote like tied. Like that's like YouGov just like does sampling. There were like, I remember early on in Trump's presidency, they released 2 polls within a week. One had him up with young people. The other one had him down like 50 with young people. So again, like take the age stuff with a grain of salt. Like they just get completely different samples.
All right. Mega Billers for 2. In Rap We Trust. Yep. Mega Billers has joined the channel. Thank you so much, good sir. See, K-Cub for 2. Gee, I sure am not tired of freaking winning, boys. Yeah. Now, of course, it's going down a little bit because it's not going to be up 8%, but looks like it's be positive today by quite a bit. So, big win for America. Big win. Gotta check this real quick. All right. Bennett said Trump did remove tariffs on Israel. Yeah. That's the thing it comes down to. He's just mad about Israel. So, like, I don't know. That guy just... Can we deport Ben Shapiro? Is that possible?
If only.
Alright, yeah, I'm just like...
Our greatest ally, everybody.
Ben Shapiro's taking credit now. He's like, this is what Trump needed to do.
Oh, what a freaking... Oh my gosh. You know what? I'll get the video out later this week. Guys, okay. I have a video plan. I'm gonna laugh at Rufus for an hour straight. I have a video plan. Don't listen. It's literally just gonna be a slideshow of all these shitty takes. The stock market's gonna be worse than the Great Depression. We're gonna see a crash bigger than 1932. I have a video plan. There's some people I gotta say some not so kind words to. That's what I'm gonna say.
You know, I also want to see you do a video of like a tier list of like conservative influencers.
It'd be like mostly F, except like 2 of them. Because most
dude, it's so crazy. The Dow is literally like a straight line up. It's amazing.
And just like that, the stock market's not an issue. Just like that.
It's about to surpass 5 days ago, which means we will fully have recovered, dude. We're gonna like fully recovered.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The stock market doesn't determine the economy, guys.
We did an hour-long rant video. Yeah, I gotta listen. Hey, there's some people that got some explaining to do. Got some explaining to do, boys. Like, what's going on here? I thought we were gonna see a crash. Let's see what Rufus is saying right now. Let's see what that dumbass is saying right now. Let's see. He said, of course he's not talking about it. That's beautiful.
3 minutes ago, labor does not produce wealth without capital. There's a
Oh my gosh, he's calling everybody a communist.
Hey, I think we got some breaking news from the Library of Congress.
Oh, I saw it, I think, on the timeline.
The National Recording Registry has officially released their 2026 inductees. Or 2025 inductees, excuse me. They are, there's a lot of them. Hamilton.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Hamilton, the Broadway show Hamilton. The Minecraft soundtrack.
Bruh.
Back to Black by Amy Winehouse. Our American Journey by Chanticleer. My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. The Microsoft sound by Brian Eno. I don't know what that is.
Like the startup sound, I'm guessing?
Probably is. That's 1995, so probably Windows 95.
Yeah, Windows 95 then.
My Life by Mary J. Blige. Tracy Chapman, self-titled album. Nimrod Workman Collection. Fly Like an Eagle, Steve Miller Band. The Clone Concert, Keith Jarrett. I've Got the Music in Me, Felmy Houston. Before the Next Teardrop Falls, Freddie Fender. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Elton John. El Rey, Vicente Fernandez. I Am Woman, Helen Reddy. Kiss an Angel, Good Morning, Charlie Pride. That's a good song. Bitches Brew, Miles Davis. Chicago Transit Authority by Chicago. That's the band Chicago, by the way. Hello Dummy, Don Rickles. Harry Errata Field Recordings. I believe that is a music. Okay, it's a Japanese teacher. Radio broadcast of Game 7 of the 1960 World Series.
So basically all the stuff. All the stuff that's like historical or supposedly.
Yeah. Happy Trails by Roy Rogers, Sweet Georgia Brown by Brother Bones in the Shadows, and Aloha Oi, I probably pronounced that wrong, by the Hawaiian Quintet from 1913. Yeah, a lot of historic stuff, and then some like modern day soundtracks. Yeah, the Minecraft soundtrack, that's the pretty big one.
Yeah. All right.
That's the big headline right there.
Sucks Brother Nelson for 2. Nothing ever happens. You know what my mood is right now? What my mood is right now? This GIF perfectly like embodies how I'm feeling right now. I take my victory lap on this one. I don't care. I was getting so much shit just a couple days ago for saying this. You're economically retarded. You don't know anything. Yeah. How did that go? I predicted this word for word. What was gonna happen? So, and Lutnick put out a statement. Howard Lutnick put out a statement, everybody. Let's see. Scott has said that I sat with the president while he wrote one of the most extraordinary truths post of his presidency. The world is ready to work with President Trump to fix global trade, and China's chosen the opposite direction. Oh, so those reports were bullshit. Those reports were bullshit. They're gonna kick Lutnick out. They're gonna kick him out of the White House. He's causing a crash. Yeah. So what's everybody's thoughts on the stock markets?
Well, people were saying that there were alternative. There was a low tariff and high tariff plan, and Lutnick's was the more aggressive one. And people were saying that Trump took the Lutnick one. People were suggesting in multiple places that Trump had taken the more aggressive one to shock the entire world market into starting these bilateral trade deals with the United States, and that we would go back down to the more low tariff plan later. And I mean, I don't know if that's exactly what was planned, but if that was the plan, those people were 100% right. We started with the aggressive plan to shock the world, and then we're now back down to 10% reciprocal tariffs, and working to fix trade with every single country, and they are all on a time limit. They're on a time limit. They have to finish it by summer. By summer, they have to have fixed their trade with us, or else they get back to where we've been.
You know the crazy thing about this? Tomorrow is a CPI report. If it's lower than expected, but like half of like, let's say it's like it's supposed to be like 2.6 or whatever, I don't know for sure, but let's say it's like 2.1. Are we gonna see the stock market be higher than it was before?
I have no clue. I don't know what the CPI is going to say. There's too many factors.
Yeah, but I have some. I have hope, surely. Yeah, so it's the stock market's up by 7% today. Wow. Again, it just proves how bullshit the market is. Hey, people should have bought this dip. Trump is right, by the way. Trump earlier said, buy the dip.
Like, imagine what the world's going to be like. Like, imagine what the GDP growth is going to be like if all these trade barriers go down.
Well, I have a question. If you followed Trump's advice this morning, would that technically be insider trading?
No.
Think about it.
Lol.
Shut up.
Lol. You know, that evil woman, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I hate her so much. She did insider trading by telling people that they were retarded and buying the dip.
So,
insider trading, bro.
So basically, what Trump just did is he united the entire world against China. That's what he just did.
Except Russia.
Well,
Russia's
gonna always be. They're gonna, yeah. K-Cup for 2. Our newsroom is baffled. This is glorious. Yeah. Mike for 2. Beautiful Biden economy.
But I was told by El Carbo that Russia would ally with America against China if we gave him a good name.
We'll see. But yeah, the beautiful Biden economy, everybody. We're back to that now. Oh my gosh, wait, how?
Yeah, I saw Gene's going to Russia in like 2 weeks. They're gonna have a big meeting.
Hold up, I gotta check. There's one account I gotta check. Hold on. Let's see. Is Rufus saying anything yet?
Rufus, get your ass tweeting.
Oh, listen, guys, the video I got planned it's inspired from one of my favorite content creators. So that's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna say. Alright, let's see. Mortmeyer sell for 10. Sorry, Mr. Super Chad. I can see President Pooh Bear running around like Randolph and Mortimer Duke at the end of the movie Traded Places. Greens from behind the communist curtain of Eugene, Oregon. Thank you so much for the Super Chat, good sir. But yeah, China's fucked now. China's like actually fucked now.
You know who's more fucked?
Who?
Temu.
Oh yeah, they're done. Like,
yeah, let's see. Both Temu and Shein are probably like completely done. Like,
yeah, I think they had like there's like a separate thing where it's like a 90% tariff on it or something, or tax.
In addition to.
Yeah, it's like for each like thing they like it's through like the postal service or something.
So it's the 125% tariff plus like 90 for Temu, Shein, etc. Or
I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure. People are saying percent speaking right now. What is Temu? That's like the shitty company. That's China. They're like all those shitty products.
I mean,
they're like a dropship company.
Everyone's saying nothing ever happens, but I would say this is something happening.
Yeah, you just had the entire world say fuck you to China. That's literally what just happened.
Like, no, like, think about, like, again, you'll hear pundits from the left and maybe other people talking about, oh, this is a stupid gamble, nothing happened. But listen, like, everybody now, like, Trump has, like, made everybody in the mood to screw over China all of a sudden. Like, everybody's in the mood.
The knife's out for China now.
The knives are out.
China to get its head out of its ass because it's beneficial for everyone.
I don't know what they're doing. All they have to do is sign a
thing. Well, like, yeah, China just has to sign a deal, and they'll come to the table.
You know what's bad when I'm criticizing them is what I'll say. You know,
because listen, like, all China has to do to fix this, if they don't fix it, if they don't come to the table, India takes Apple, Vietnam takes even more of their industry, but now with new caveats. Like, you have no idea. Like, there is so much like nefarious deeds being planned as we are speaking. It's not even funny. So yeah, no. I mean, China could fix all of this instantly. It's a matter of is their pride as the country that was supposed to replace us on the world economic stage. is that pride too great for them, or are they willing to? Okay, yeah, I guess we have to play fair now.
Hold on.
I guess we have to play fair.
Harry Sisson tweeted, "Oh gosh, Trump
Harry
just paused his
Siscon.
tariff package for 90 days, except for China. He lost Americans trillions of dollars to pull back on these tariffs. The art of the deal strikes again." Dude, the stock market went up like 8%. And it's going to be back to what it was a week ago.
It's the Biden economy.
Oh my gosh, we're going to start hearing that shit now. It's the Biden economy. People say look at Zero Hedge. See.
I remember a few days ago,
Ooh. Hold up.
people were
Luke,
talking
I'm sorry.
about...
Luke, I have to interrupt you. I'm sorry. We got major news on the White House. Scott Bissett calls China the biggest source of U.S. trade partners. Bissett is speaking with Vietnam, then Japan, then India, then South Korea today. Who reported this first, by the way? Who was saying this like an hour ago? That we're going to work with these 4 countries?
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm not an expert at this. It's just common sense. Vietnam and India, they're going to make a fuck ton of money out of this. They're going to make God knows how much money. And now we got South Korea. They're our best friend. I mean, Japan and South Korea are our best friends. They're actually willing to work with us. So, K-Cup for 2. Watch.
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
No, I was going to say, it's like these countries are the most important. Vietnam, Japan, India, South Korea. The next countries, obviously, we need to finish dealing with Mexico. And then once the Canadian elections are over, Canada. But once those are done, like that's all the major countries. That's like all of the biggest importers into the country. We're still missing China and Germany, but we expect them to retaliate longer. We'll make smaller deals with Ireland, Italy, Taiwan. We're already making a deal with the UK. But yeah, no, like that's the top 10 countries, guys. Like we're already there.
Yeah.
We're already like Trump. Trump is like a couple steps away from the finish line here. He just has to start making deals.
Yeah. Now China's.
Oh my gosh.
China has to just bend the knee. If they don't bend the knee, they're freaking. I don't know. K-Cup for 2. Watch liberals become pro-tariff now. Yeah, watch people like, oh, we need higher tariffs to support the American worker. These people are full of shit. People really thought Japan and South Korea would side with China. That was the funniest thing about this. These morons really thought that South Korea was going to work with China. Really? These people are freaking idiots. Alright. You can't make deals with EU members. Those need to be done with the EU, and the Germany isn't the issue, France is. Well, yeah, but the Hungary's going around them, I heard. They're just saying, fuck you to the EU. We're going to do it ourselves, so.
Dude, stock Twitter is going insane.
Yeah. I love it.
Oh, by the way, not really breaking news, but Mike Huckabee has now been confirmed as ambassador to Israel.
Yay. Huckabee's a really good
3
guy.
cheers for Mike Huckabee. He's a cool guy.
That's beautiful. There are a lot of people that should be, there's a lot of people that have egg on their face now. Which, by the way, egg price went way down again, so. Great.
Okay, government has just been formed in Germany between the CDU and SPD, which I don't know why it took so long.
Disgusting.
Everyone knew that was
Woohoo.
Disgusting.
Filthy animals. Alright, so.
Hey, at least the Greens are out of government. I'm surprised. I'm celebrating that. I just hate the Greens.
Alright. You know, this is actually a good point by, this is a good account that I think people should follow. He brought up a really good point about this, about the whole trade stuff. Because people wonder why Trump did it this way. Well, he said this: I'm just sitting here wondering if Trump had announced the 154% tariff on China up front and just stuck to that, how low the market would be right now. And said he did that plus 10% of every other country in the world, and the markets are like, cool, drug addicts. Yeah. Trump just played the entire market. He just showed the world how full of shit they are. Just a week ago.
Unrelated. Never mind. Go ahead. I'll say it in a few minutes.
Just a week ago, these people were sharing on 10% tariff is the worst thing ever. Now they love it. Now they love the freaking. It's beautiful. But go on.
Yeah, I'm just giving people this. For those who are aware, there's a Canadian election a few weeks, and Polymarket now has a election map for it, like they had for the U.S. one. So, if people want to look at that, they can. I'm just doing a public service announcement, you know.
Yeah, we're gonna lose that. Freaking dumbasses.
We're gonna lose that.
What?
What do you mean we're gonna lose that?
The
The
conservatives
conservatives
are, I
are.
should
And
say.
honestly, I'd probably prefer Carney over Pierre. I think Carney'd be easier to get along with just because of his record.
All right. Hold up. Bassett said it was Trump's decision to wait until today. Okay, so Trump waited. He pulled the shot. I love it. And oh yeah,
Bro.
look at how the freaking newswire's reporting this. Look at how they're fucking reporting this. Trump says he's backing down on most. He's still saying Trump back. Okay. These freaking
Trump
people.
is back.
I'm getting
It's clown news. What do you expect?
Trump is backing. Listen, someone else made this point, and it's actually the thing that you just posted. No, it's literally just he's actually has a 10% tariff on the entire world. And everybody's just like, oh, Trump's back down. This is more than we had before. Like, do you realize like 10% tariffs on the entire world economy? How much like discretionary spending that gives Trump? Do you have any fucking idea? Like, and also like at a tariff rate that low, the pass through is probably going to be
Zero.
about where they put it. I mean, no, it's probably going to be minimal. I don't think it's going to be zero, but it's going to be minimal, and that's going to be an amazing thing for our economy and for our revenue. Honestly, it's wow. Yeah, no.
I'm taking I'm taking my freaking victory lap right now. The next week I'm just gonna laugh at people for a week straight. And again, I got a video planned. Again, I need anyone got any shitty takes for people? Just screenshots of these shitty takes. I got a plan.
U.S. stocks add 4 trillion in 10 minutes.
I love it. And you know what? It went up after they announced the tariffs on China. This just proved these idiots have no clue what they're doing at the stock market. So
no, this is what Rufus said. Elon and Bassett talk sense in a low IQ.
Okay, this freaking dumbass. I'm getting so sick of this. I'm getting so fucking. You're
by the way, some
shit.
By
dude.
the way, some simp quote tweeted me about Ken Paxton, saying that the Texas Senate race is now a toss up. Oh, sorry, you probably didn't hear me.
I heard it.
Yeah. So yeah, these people think that Democrats are probably going to win Texas because of Ken Paxton. Anyways.
Yeah, freaking Rufus is full of shit. I'm so sick of this guy. I'm so freaking sick of Rufus. He calls everyone else low IQ, but he literally said the trade deficit's a good thing because we have money.
You know, he is like at maximum levels of not getting it. Like even like I've even seen some like libertarians online. They're starting to get it. They're starting to get a trade deficit is just a terrible thing for the country. But like, man, it's just if you don't understand, if you don't get it, you don't get it. Just stop pretending.
A trade.
Remember, Rufus is a guy that voted for Trump but rooted for Harris.
Yeah. Again, guys, a trade deficit itself is not the issue. It's like a real trade deficit for like a year. We have like one bad year, the economy sucks. That's one thing. We don't got a trade deficit. What do you even call this? It's like
I will say, we do have one vindicated person.
Me?
Walter Bloomberg. He was just 2 days early, you know? He was technically vindicated.
Yeah. The worst of simp guy is that long monkeypox guy.
So true.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so again, like, a real trade deficit, for those that don't know, it's like we have a bad year. Like, we import more than we exported. That's a real trade deficit. Again, what do you call we got now? It's every single year. It's 10 or 5, 6, 7% every single year. Anyways, unfair trade. I love it. Stocks add 4 trillion in 10 minutes. I love it. I love it. I love looking at the stock market, how ridiculous these people are. Yes, John is a YouTube channel. What's the name of the channel again, John? I keep forgetting.
If you look in the search bar, MAGA Wizard, you should find it. I literally think it's youtube.com/@MAGAWizard. It's literally that.
Don't look up John Rose. You'll find a vegan fitness YouTuber.
Yeah.
Which
That's also me, but it's an alt account.
I guess, yeah.
All right. Our 401k is looking good, and just like that, the 401k doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Oh no, the blue wave though. But what about the blue wave?
The blue wave is dead.
Blue tsunami.
All right. Besides today that this was Trump's plan, look at his press response 47. Press response. Or wait. You mean White House response? Which response Twitter accounts? There's like 20 of them. Which I follow like half of them. Okay. Response. Yep, rapid response. That's what it is. Alright. Yeah, so Bissett is saying this was the entire plan all along. Now,
Rick Nuences is saying Trump caved.
Who?
Well, no, I'm not saying this. Like, this isn't like being pulled out of my butt. I was skeptical of this, but there were people on multiple networks, like both like online podcasts and the cable news, and they were saying that there were two different tariff plans. There was an aggressive one that was pioneered by Lutnick, and then there was a low tariff plan by Besson. And Trump said, I like both of your plans. We're going to scare the shit out of the markets with Lutnick's. And then we're going to go down to Besson's plan.
That's what all right, K-Cup for 5. Breaking. Nintendo plans to hold the release of Switch 2 in Chinese markets in response to their unfair policies of the gaming industry. Is that real?
Yeah, no, that's real. And also, I was gonna say this isn't important at all, but the soy boys, Nintendo soy boys, are all pogging because that means that that the Switch 2 probably still like release on time, and you can still do pre-orders.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I just read it. I'm sorry, I missed it. So I read it then. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now Ackman says he loves Bissett. Now he loves him.
Emperor Reaganite has officially gone back to MAGA. He left it for 2 days, but he's back.
Yeah,
so.
I understand. Like, I understand his point, but it's like, I don't know, dude. If you guys, they've been saying this for days, weeks, actually months at this point. There were two separate tariff philosophies. You had Lutnick's and you had Bessente's. That's all they were trying to do, and these idiots could not understand that.
And again, I know I didn't predict it. I didn't say anything. I wasn't totally sure about it. I was skeptical of this, but all those people that stated that seem to have been the correct ones. The ones that said that it was a scare tactic to get everybody to the negotiating table, and the market's reacting this positively to us now being a tariff country. We literally are a tariff country now. We're a 10% tariff country on the whole freaking world. Not only that, but we have positioned China in we have bent them over the table for the whole world to beat the crap out of. And for some reason the markets are just like hip hip hooray! Yeah. Hip hip hooray!
These idiots.
By the way, one more thing. Can I say something before I go? So did you see a poll that came out recently about 55% of leftists?
Yeah, we saw. So for those that don't, I can't show the poll on stream for obvious reasons. Basically, they did a study and they found that 55% of Democrats want Trump killed. Sorry, that's literally what it says. They think it would be fine if he got killed. We have a serious problem in this country. I don't know how you deal with that. I mean, a majority of people say that.
Look, we crush them. We win as hard as possible. And these people have no future. The country swings right. These people disintegrate into irrelevancy. You're going to have a bunch of these people who were behaving like this, who just pretend that they never thought these things, and then they just blend into the background, or they just completely turn code and become right-wing grifters. We've seen a lot of that, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of left. We've seen
if,
a lot of left.
If anything should be put on attack action, should be that. But anyways, I gotta go. I got class.
All right,
so.
All
right, later.
Yeah. So Scott Bissett is saying that any country that works in the United States, they will not face retaliation. It's as if that's what we were saying freaking a month ago. These freaking idiots. Like, they've been saying this for months. Not like, yeah, not directly like this was going to happen this day. But they're saying, hey, we got to get these fair deals across the world. So.
The Magnificent Seven are booming. So Apple's up 11, Nvidia's up 13, Amazon's up 7.5,
Now the
Tesla's up
entire world
13.5.
realizes we don't need China. We don't fucking need China now.
We don't need China when all the Chinese business can go to Vietnam, Cambodia, and India. That's literally the point. Oh my gosh.
I don't know, like, guys, let's be clear. This was such a big gamble by Trump and them. Like, this was...
It looks like we have another chat leak.
What?
Share it on stream.
Oh, I saw that.
You should share it on stream still.
Nah. Yeah, let me pull the Magnificent Seven, everybody. Man, they're crashing all right. Woo! They're going down a full... Actually, up by a lot. Yeah. Why are we surprised? No one is surprised, but now it's like Democrats, they fucked up. I told these idiots, like, on Twitter, like, I was trying to warn everybody, don't ever doubt Trump and Bissett. Especially Trump, but now Bissett is clear he knows what he's doing. Because every time you do, you're gonna fail. Trump just proved to everybody how utterly worthless these experts are. Could have caused.
I guess we found out too that Peter Navarro is literally just a like a John Bolton type, except he's hawkish on the tariffs. Like they're just having him there to like confuse everyone and make it look unpredictable. Yeah. Which
Treasury Secretary Bissett says that this was President Trump's strategy all along. Yeah, this was Trump's plan all along. Again, you can go back to 2 months ago. They were talking about, hey, it's always China. They always kept talking about China. Yeah, they talked about Europe and Canada, but it always ended up to China. Remember the first thing Trump did in the Oval Office was talk about the Panama Canal. How China owned it. This was all about getting at China. This was never about starting a Great Depression. It could have. Like, let's be clear. This was risky. This was incredibly risky, but it proved that, oh, yeah, we're fine. All right.
Wow.
So, yeah. United States will negotiate in... Yeah. All right. We like Navarro, but he's too much of a bulldog. The thing with Peter Navarro is, like, he's a John Bolton type. He's there for complete chaos. Like, it's like, hey, guys, if you want to talk to us, we got Peter Navarro in the back who wants to tariff you at 80%. So...
We got a comment from Stephen Miller. Stated about 10 minutes ago, the days of China pillaging America are over. Period.
Yeah, it's over. So now we have the entire world's gonna like work with us now. Here's what I think was really going on. For a lot of these countries, I know, like, I think they were concerned about, like, how would China respond. That's what I think they were worried about. But now they're realizing, oh wait, China's not this big bad. It's like the Wizard of Oz. You know, it's like behind the curtain and shit. That's what it seemed like happened here. It's like, wait, it's just a freaking dude. And he's incompetent. So. But, you know, is this the end of our stock market coverage then? For the week?
I mean, it's probably going to keep booming. I mean, I guess we might, like, check back on it again if it, like, goes even higher. But as far as we're concerned right now, it looks like we're going to recover the lost ground from the past week. Yeah. And I just want to go back to that quote because I don't think we read it out in its fullness.
Sorry.
Besant talking about it being driven by the president's strategy. You might even say he goaded China into a bad position. They have shown themselves. China has shown themselves to the world to be the bad actors, and we, the United States, are willing to cooperate with our allies and with our trading partners who did not retaliate. That's the quote from Besant.
You know how I know this is not just Elon Musk playing a 4D chess move? You know why I'm saying that it isn't? Because why would Elon Musk want 150% tariff on China? Why? Why would Ackman want 150% tariff on China? Why? To them, that's still going to lose them a bunch of money. But now it's like, oh, wait, it's complete bullshit. That report's bullshit, guys. What actually happened was this was a plan. Go after China and but pretend we're going after everybody else, and then make China do something really stupid. And that's what they did. Yeah, it was really stupid. All right. Let's see. All right, everybody. So I think it's time we end the stream here. Trump, is this the greatest economic victory in a while? How many years, actually?
And 50 years.
Yeah. Since probably like, probably the 50s. It's the first time.
We had a big Reagan boom in the 80s in 84.
Again, that was a short term, guys. I want to be clear about Reaganomics, by the way, a quick tangent. It made sense in the 80s what he did. We had to do something drastic to get us out of that shit show situation that Carter put us in. But at the same time, it was not good in the long term. But go on. Sorry, I just had to quickly say that. Just
no, you know, you're absolutely correct. The Reagan boom came and it flopped, and it really actually put us in a worse long-term position. Trump gave us a week of pain, and it came out with a situation where we could be set for dramatically better relations with the entire planet for, another 50 years. So again, this is long-term prosperity, guys. If these trade deals go through and they're cemented, this is long-term prosperity, and it's going to be wonderful for our export market, for our workers. I really look forward to what this is like a brilliant execution by this team.
Trump just this was I know the meme is right now. That's what he just did. He just did.
He psychologically manipulated the entire world into a entirely different geopolitical relationship, economically speaking, with the world trade markets. Like that, he's changed the entire world overnight.
Yeah.
And there's no exaggeration there.
Yeah,
we're not going to see the full ramifications until those trade deals are done. But this is. You just lived through history on this stream. You lived through world history on this stream.
A lot of people were shitting their pants like a week ago, or just a day ago. They're pissing themselves. Yeah. I wonder how they're doing right now. But all right, everybody. This was a fun 3-day marathon. We might have a day 4. We'll see. But this is history. Trump has just did something no other president would even dare doing. He
did things to them that have never been done before.
Yeah. It's literally the meme. They've never been done before. All right, everybody. So I think it's time we end the stream. This is a fun 3-day marathon. It was supposed to be a whole week, but Trump just made the whole world bend the knee to him. So, all right. We shall see you guys in the next stream, video, or wherever you see us at. Godspeed to all. Actually, last call for super chats. Before I forget, last call for super chats. Hope to see you guys cool. Yeah, we will be live tomorrow. I should be clear about that. We will be live tomorrow, Friday maybe, because tomorrow is a CPI report. So things might get worse, or it could get better. But yeah. Anyways, is this Trump's biggest W? Yes, because here's the thing with Trump's victory here. It's not just, we got an economic win. We just restructured the entire economic order completely. Now China, what is China going to do now? Honestly, what can China do? Like, Luke, you're the China expert. What can they do?
Come to the negotiating table and stop this. That's honestly all I want them to do, and that's all they should do. It's so simple. All they have to do is stop doing this stupid LARP and just come to the fucking negotiating table. It's all they need to do. Like I said, it takes a lot for me to really get pissed off at them, and I am pissed off because they're just being stupid. They're being low IQ. To quote Rufus, they're being low IQ.
I mean, these people are dumb. These people are fucking dumb.
And Jackson Hinkle is siding with us. So it's Jackson Hinkle in China versus everyone, basically, right now.
All right. It's like these people are saying, Trump folded. Why would he? Everyone's bitching about the China tariffs the most because it's so high. Why would he not get rid of those? It's as if this is a 4D chess move. Just accept it. Take out for 2. I made me play YMCA. Oh, it's copyrighted. It's right now. Yep, it was a big victory. Big win for America, everybody. Big win. I think it's time to end the stream, guys. This was a fun marathon. Again, we don't know how the full market's gonna go. I think it's go down a little bit. It might go up. I don't know, but you know,
just remember chicken jockey. You know, the chicken jockey saved the economy. For the first
time in like possibly my lifetime, I actually feel optimistic for America's future. I'm being serious because I can't remember a time in my life where I felt optimistic. But now it's like, wait, did we just fuck over China for good?
Now, why don't they get immigration under control?
Oh gosh. Anyways, we'll see you guys in the next stream, video, wherever you see us at. Godspeed to all of you.